Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you and see you, sir.
Awesome, awesome,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So we are going to dive in. Let's go. Let's let's go. So, last class we discussed the nose, we sculpted the nose, and today we are going to be sculpting the mouth. All right, so we have gone over the PowerPoint presentation for the eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. You guys should have attempted to sculpt it to this point, and that's what we're gonna do from here on. Is just keep hammering away. Tomorrow we'll probably work on the hands, starting there. So today will probably be the last day we work on the face, um, area. Now we're gonna work on arms, hands, things like that, and then just keep moving as we progress through the entire body. Right. I want you guys to get familiar with it. Right. That's the main point of everything is get familiar with where things are, get familiar with how things work, right? How they connect with each other. This is something that I've harped on pretty much all class, all semester so far. As you just want to practice these forms, practice these shapes. Make sure that you have it down, because these are the things that if you nail down, they make your sculpts look better. They make them look more believable. They make them feel more real. All right. So you guys should have posted your eyes, your ears, nose sculpts, right, with the reference, so that we can see your progress. All right. Let me go through your threads right quick so we can I can give you guys some quick feedback and yeah, see what you guys have been working on. Okay, as usual, awesome work, looks good. There's just so many different types and shapes of noses and things like that um, it's they have their own character, right? Like noses, everything. Our body parts, might have the same features, but they're not the same size, length, proportion, different things like that. So, yeah. All right, cool, cool, cool. I've seen a lot of these. Looking good. Nose study, okay. Not bad, not bad. Keep it going. Not bad. Keep it going. Looks good. Looks good. Malik, your ears are turned backwards. All right. Yeah. It's just you've still got so much blockiness going on that you want to smooth it and try to go um keep going further with this, but this is a little too blocky. It's facing the other way around. If your ears were like this when you were born, you might be able to hear things from Mars. But um, yeah, let's get some of these fixed. You got to flip the symmetry on this so that it's at the very least facing the right direction, right? Um, yeah. All right, these are really good studies. Good, good, looking good, looking good. Good studies, good studies. Good practices, guys. You guys are doing a good job with these. These are nice. This isn't bad. I'd refine it a little bit more, right? Work on that underlying shape, but it's not a bad start. Okay, same here. Not a bad start. Not bad. Um, I would define this nostril a little bit more, right? Even you can see in the reference, right? They've got a little bit more definition in their nostril, and it terminates right about here, and then it kind of smooths back out, right? So So little things like that that if you notice, you got to put those kind of details into your model. Looks good, looking good. I like the nose. I like the mouth shape. Um, yeah, looking good, looking good. Appreciate the practice. Okay, yeah, we with this one we need to we need to work on the underlying structure a little more, right? Grab some more clay in there. Right now you've gotten to the point where this is when you would subdivide, but before you even go that far, you need to work on the underlying structure of the nose, get that angle right. Get our nostril in there, things like that. So this one's got a little bit of work to do. All right. Not a bad study. Pretty good study. Looks good. Thank you very much. Good study. Looks good. Good studies. Yeah, you guys are doing a good job with these. Oh wow, this is nice. This is very good. Cool. This is what we're gonna do today. So you're ahead of the schedule. This is nice. Very very nice. All these studies are nice. Yeah, you guys are really putting in the effort, and I appreciate y'all. These look really good. Not a bad study. Cool. Keep up the good work, guys. Keep up the good work. Same here.
I have a question.
Okay, ask away.
It's the assignment on the five studies. The five studies we're supposed to draw the hand, the body, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is that separate from this right here?
Yeah, it's separate from that. Yeah, you're just supposed to post those here, right?
And
Mm-hmm.
do you want pencil to paper or do you want it like
Pencil to paper, digitally, it doesn't matter, right? If you do it pencil to paper, you're gonna want to scan it into the computer somehow. Take a really good picture of it. I don't want a crappy picture of it that looks like you shot it from the Hubble telescope in space. Actually, that's a pretty good camera, but um, I want a good picture of it so that I can see what how you're studying those different forms.
okay?
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. All right, all right. Skull study. I think I saw this last week. Nose. Okay, not bad, not bad. The red clay is still a little distracting. I would go gray just so we have it, and then so we have something not as distracting. Remove the background so you have like a not as this two tone background, and yeah, just those basics. The study of the nose isn't bad. It's probably one of the better features that you have on the face so far. So yeah, keep up the good work. All right, same here. Yeah, this pixelation. Um, I'll show you how to fix it here in the moment we get into ZBrush. All right. Coolio. So yeah, you guys are doing a good job. Keep posting, keep working on your stuff. Yeah, everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. If you have any questions, let me know. It's just like I said, guys. It's just working through it, and the more you work through a lot of these, the better you're gonna get at it. All right. So let us dive into ZBrush. Let me change the screen and go live here. Okie dokes. Let us I'm gonna turn on no board. So last class we worked on the nose. We did all sorts of fun stuff. Built it from scratch. And then beep, 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 got something decent out of it. Today we are going to work on the mouth shape. And if you guys remember, I sent you a copy of the PDF file for the lecture. So you guys can use that as a reference as you guys model this stuff. grab it right quick. Just so I have the reference in front of me while I do this. All right. So we're talking about the mouth. All right. So let's just go over it one more time for you guys. All right. So we've got the upper lip tubercle, right? The vermilion cornice, which is like the corner of the mouth, right? Like you want to draw that shape out, the vermilion, which is like the corner of the mouth, the outside edge of it, right? Then you've got your upper lip, or upper lip body, the vermilion, the lower lip, the vermilion cornice, which is right below the edge of that lip right there, right? It's like what I want you guys to notice about the different parts is the changes in the skin type, right? If you look at the way the skin right under the mouth is, right, it changes to the type of skin that we have right on our lips. And then it transitions, right, with this vermilion cornice right here, right, this line that they draw, it transitions right back into skin. And these are the little things that can help you when you're drawing this out. It's like, all right, so this is the border. This is when I have the striation looking things on my lips versus I have more of a noisy kind of my skin texture or whatever. All right, so we're going to use this as our reference and we are going to begin sculpting. All right. So if you guys have it handy, you guys want to follow along, you guys are more than welcome to. All right. So for the lips, I'm just going to draw, let me go to my sub tools. I'm going to append just the cube. Hit frame. All right. So for the people having trouble with your zoom and it's getting pixelated, the reason that your zoom is getting pixelated is because you're using the wrong type of zoom, right? So if you're having issues zooming in and out and your stuff is getting pixelated, it's because you're probably zooming in using this document zoom, which acts more like a Photoshop zoom than a 3D zoom. If you want to zoom, you want to zoom in 3D, right? This is the zoom you want to use. The reason it's pixelated is because you're zooming in and out of the document rather than the 3D model, which is this right here. So to fix that, right, you just click on it and it should reset it to the actual size. If you click this guy, it'll reset your screen. It'll bring back your, if you've done any zoom and it looks pixelated, right? This is what you come back to and you go, okay, I've got my zoom wrong. Use this zoom. Or what I do is I hold down Alt, right? Left click, and then you can drag to zoom. Left click, drag, Alt, right? Boom. Alt, boom, 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 right? And it's using the Zoom 3D feature rather than this Zoom document. So don't use this if you're trying to zoom, all right? Coolio, coolio, coolio. All right, so now let's discuss the lips, right? I told you guys, whenever we talk about the lips, I usually like to think of the overall shape, right, on the mouth as kind of like an orange, right? Like kind of like an orange. So let's go to geometry here. I'm gonna divide it a couple of times. Let's look at my polygroups. Just just Z-remesh it. If it doesn't crash. It's not bad. All right, so here's a cool thing about this. All right, so when you're Z-remeshing, all right, so I want to show you guys something. When you're Z-remeshing something, sometimes you want to Z-remesh it with symmetry. Remember that if you have your symmetry on and you try to Z-remesh something, it's going to add your symmetry to that Z-remesher. So if I hit X now, you can see that, let's go BCB. All right, so right now, if I go ClayBuildup, turn this off, and I start sculpting, right, you can see that this is not symmetrical, right? So I'm going to lose detail whenever I'm doing that. So to Z-remesh it, what I want to do is I want to have my symmetry on, and then if I Z-remesh it, it's going to perform a symmetry as well as a Z-remesh, right? So that's something that you guys have to keep in mind. So, because sometimes you might have a model that's asymmetrical. You have your symmetry on for something, you accidentally Z-remesh it, and then it Z-remeshes it, it symmetries it, and then it welds it, right? That's what happened. You're gonna go, whoa, what just happened? Why did my model just do all of this? Well, it's because you've turned on your symmetry mode before you hit your Z-remesher. So keep that in mind whenever you're sculpting, all right? So now let us continue. So this is kind of symmetried already, so I'm gonna divide it. I wanted it this way, so I just want you guys to be cognizant of what you're doing before you do it, so you know why what's happening is happening, all right? So now I'm gonna turn on my symmetry mode, right? And I told you guys I like to make it like, I'm gonna, it's like an orange is the mouth shape. So I'm just gonna start from scratch like this. Act like the mouth. Kind of like an orange shape like so. Alright? So we're gonna act like this is the mouth. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my DamStandard tool, BDS, alright? And now I'm going to use that to kind of start to draw all of my, I'm going to use it to draw my vermilion border, right? So if I hit Alt, this is really low, right? The geometry count is really low, but that's okay for right now. That's okay for right now, what I'm doing. All right, now I'm drawing the separation, and then I'm going to go back again, Alt, to invert that selection, and I'm going to draw the vermilion border, right, for the bottom lip. All right, so now I have defined the bottom and the top, right, and then I've cut through the middle to give myself two lips. All right. So right now our lip is very, very simplified, very, very okay to start with. All right, another thing I want to do is right here from where the edge of this is, I kind of want to draw this little part right here, and I'm going to go BCB to go to my clay brush. I'm going to Alt to cut this guy in, Shift, Smooth, right, Shift, to smooth this guy out, so we're giving it that little dip that the lip has. So now what we want to add is, remember, all right, the bottom is like two little peanuts, two peanuts in a shell, right? And then you've got your upper lip tubercle, right? Upper lip tubercle, and then your upper lip body, the body of your upper lip, right? And you guys can see I haven't gone any further in the model yet because I'm just building it up as much as it can go, right? As much as it can go. And then give this little chin jut. This is our chin. All right. All right. So now I'm gonna shift. My shift is at 100 whenever I default. That's so high. Let's reduce it quite a bit. We're gonna get it smooth, but it's not going to be as intense. All right, and next thing I'm gonna do is BMV, move tool a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna use this to move some of these pieces out a little bit from the lip. All right, just sculpting it with the move tool. My bottom lip a little bit, pull it out a little bit, maybe even poke this guy in a little bit like so. So we're getting some more of this fullness from the lip and the muscles surrounding it. All right, I'm gonna go back to BDS. All right. All right, that's the corner of the mouth. All right, act like that's the corner. Shift to smooth it out. Right now, if we hit divide on it, all right, you can see that we've got the start of something very interesting. All right. So now what I can do with this, the tool, if I want to, is I can, ooh, that's a lot, that's a lot, that's a lot. I want it to cut in, but not too crazy. All right. And I'm just gonna smooth it out. Smooth it out. All right. Smooth it out. All right. BCT. That's your clay tubes brush. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm gonna reduce this quite a bit. All right. And now I'm just gonna use my fill brush to kind of fill some of this in. All right. Just fill it in like so. All right, I'm gonna make this disappear and the transition look a little better. All right, but I'm just building up at a little at a time right now, building it up, building it up. All right. All right, building it up. Shift, smooth, shift, smooth. All right, now for the upper. Build it up, building up, building up. All right, building up. Now we've got these tubercles. All right, and these guys need to be a lot more full. BMV. All right, you want to maybe move these guys out a little bit. This little tubercle part, bring it in a little bit, like so. All right. We're shaping our mouth. All right. And don't forget to check all the angles too. Don't forget to check all of the angles. All right. BCT again, my clay tubes, and then I'm gonna just build it up a little bit more. All right. Reduce that brush size as it goes down in there. All right. And I still haven't gone up in subdivision yet, as you guys can see. All right, I haven't gone up in subdivision. Just going as far as this guy let me take it. Maybe even alt and smoothing this guy out. All right. So perspective. Let's go BDS again. Right. We can still, if I want to. Whoops. Let's go to my lazy mouse. All right. Same here. Boom. All right. All right. BMV. I'm gonna use this to maybe, all right. You can do so much with the move tool, you know, that I'm not, you know, that doesn't require sculpting, you know. There's so much you can do. All right. So now, let me throw another BDS on, which is our cut tool. Reduce the size of it a little bit more. Go out here. Smooth it out a little bit. All right. Just gonna smooth it out a little. You know, this is a give and take. You're going back and forth, you know. So, gonna go like this. Shift, smooth. All right. And maybe even cut in just to give it a little more feel like, all right, it's really caved in. But remember, keeping down the size. All right. Just increase the strength a little bit. Too much. Too much, too much. You want to bring it back. All right. Way too much. Take it easy. All right. All right. Just going in. Divide it one more time. All right. trying to get a better transition. So sometimes it takes a few brush strokes to get it right, you know. But once you finally get it, it's nice. It's really nice when you finally get it. All right. But now I need to knock it back a little bit, right? 'Cause it's just too much. It's too sharp. Too sharp. Too sharp. Too sharp. Too sharp. Too sharp. You want it to be there, but not there at the same time. All right. So now let's add some more markers to this thing. All right. All right, and with those two BCT, right, you can still boom, 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 right? Now you're in control. You're adding. You're taking away, right? All right. You're adding. You're taking away. You're adding. You're taking away. That's the process of this. I'll smooth this back out. Alright. Go BDS again. Increase it just so I can kind of, oops. PCB, right? Clip BCT. Let's go that way. All right. Back and forth, back and forth. BDS. Do this. Alright, so cool. I've done my lip stuff. What I can do now is I can add some cool little. I think there should be. Let's go Lightbox. I don't know if there's anything that looks like pores. We can do like a mustache or something on it. Let's see if there's any kind of pores on here. I don't think there is. If there isn't, I'll make something kind of work for it. Maybe this one. No. Rock skin. No. Alright, so here I would then go into my where's the noise? Surface. No, let's just edit this one. Just gonna do the scale. There we go. There we go. And now I can just turn down the strength of it. And hit OK. So now I've got something that looks like. Alright, and if I want to keep it, I will have to hit this, apply to mesh. Alright, and what you're gonna notice is it's gonna be a little blurry, but the reason is because of the amount of geometry. The more I up my geometry, the cleaner that process will look. I'm not gonna do that just because, well, it's gonna start costing. It's gonna make my computer run a little slower, so I'm not gonna do that. But you know, we can have a little fun, add a little bit of, you know, noise. I don't know if you guys can even see it. You guys should be able to see it. I can see it on the monitor a little bit here. But I added just some subtle kind of skin surface noise with the basic whatever that comes inside of ZBrush, so you can kind of see, you know, what you would do. Then if you wanted to, you can also add like, you know, facial hair of some sort. This is a moustache. You know. Give him the Frenchman. And then you just go to fiber mesh, boom, fibers. Let's see. Oh, this guy looks like you don't want to see him in a back alley somewhere. Ooh, this guy's a pimp. Here we go. Alright. So now we got our lips. That's what you guys are responsible for. Alright guys. Does anybody have any questions for me? Before we end the class and I have you guys go work on your own versions.
So we were gained access to ZBrush, but I'm more like I guess accustomed to using it on the iPad, but I don't have all the brushes like I do on the desktop version.
Oh, you don't have to add like the mustache and stuff like that. I just need you to do the lips.
Oh no, I understand that. No, I don't have all the or like what was it? The dynamic. Um, there was a one brush you were talking about, but we don't. I don't have
Oh, you
it,
don't have the
and
DamStandard brush in there?
yeah, I don't have it in there.
Okay. You don't have
Is there
access?
is
There's
there a way to make a brush like that in iPad
Yeah.
version
Well,
or?
I don't. I'm not familiar with the iPad version, but you can make brushes, right? You can make brushes. You can go into the regular version and export the profile, so BDS. So all you would need to do is export this alpha profile, right? And
Okay.
if you get this alpha profile, you upload it into your alpha. You use the dots, right, as your stroke, and that's essentially the DamStandard brush. Right? The way brushes work in here are made from black and white images. Black and white images, alphas. So that's what you're seeing here is these different alphas will give you different results. All right, so
Okay, thank you.
yeah, that's it. And maybe if you send me a message, I can send you that alpha, and you can try to see if it'll allow you to load it into it.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, no worries, no worries. Anybody else got any questions for me? So BST. All right. So I'm gonna show you guys something real cool too. So let me get rid of that mustache. All right. So BST. So I want to add a little bit of detail to this guy, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up my standard brush, and I'm gonna go into the alpha. Now that we're on the subject, and I'm gonna just select one of these alphas, and there's a few different ways that I can go about adding this alpha to it. So I can do it like in dots. So like I can do a dots. I can do freehand, right? I can draw it freehand, or I can do spray, or so I'm spraying that detail everywhere. I can also do color spray and then drag dot. So I can drag a dot around. So let me show you what that looks like. So if I increase the size, right, I can drag it as a dot around my thing. All right. So my favorite though is drag select. This is one I probably use most often. All right, I'm gonna do Z sub, and then I'll do something like that. So what I'll do is I'll do something like this and maybe reduce the size to 1 or 2, so that now we're getting. Let's get something like some cracks or something on the lip if you want to put cracks on the lips or something, or get some more info right there, right? And I'll smooth it out or something. But you can also do that with some of these. So I can drag out some of these shapes to make it look like it has more realistic looking like lip cuts. I'm just gonna smooth this out, and then you guys can see what it's doing. Maybe if I increased it, you guys will see it better. Right, you guys can see it, right? This person needs some chapstick, obviously, but you would reduce it, right? You would reduce it quite a bit, but then do it very subtly, all right? Very subtly. And these are the kind of little details that if you put in, you can bake into a normal map or something like that, and use for later. And there are people who make alphas, right? Alpha specifically for skin, right? So there's a lot of stuff out there already that that's pretty good information. You just need to go find it, hunt it down. All right. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, we can call it, and you guys can go start working on it. All right, and you guys can see that there's like a change. There's a transition. So BCB. All right, this is me going. Still going through. This is still too high. I want it to be 20. Let's go 1. Right. And then I'm just going through, maybe accentuating some of the little things I've already done in there, right? Some of the natural shapes that it's giving me, I'm going back and finding kind of these happy accidents and happy kind of, okay, this works. This lets me pull it out. This gives me a little bit more to work with, right? So we can get more interesting looking detail, more interesting looking information into our model. All right. So that is it for today. You guys are responsible for something that looks similar to this for your classwork. All right. And remember, take a picture of it, send us what you did, and yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be, kind of a big lecture day because, we're going to be dealing with the hands, and the hands is a little more complex. But it should be fun. It should be a fun class. Hand, arms, and then we'll use Z-spheres to kind of make them out. All right. So let me see who's left in the classroom. All right, everybody's here still. All right. What up, y'all? You guys are dismissed. If you guys don't have any questions for me. Did you ever fix your pixelation issue, Hilton? I explained it earlier in class. I don't know if you saw that. I can't hear you, but I'm guessing you're saying yes. All right, cool. If anybody else has any issues, feel free to send me a message on Discord. Email me if you don't get me as well, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. Yeah, your audio still isn't working. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe change the source. But yeah. So the rest of you guys are free to go.
I got a question.
Hey, what's up, man?
Alright, are the drawing assignments due exactly on the week, or can I turn them all in on March?
Yeah, you can turn them in as you go. Like, just keep doing those as you go. The only ones that are like due immediately are the class ones that we do, and then the quizzes and stuff that accompany the stuff that we talk about.
So I don't get a late grade if I turn them in March?
No, not the drawings. The drawings, you just keep doing them, posting them as you're doing them, and then at the end of the semester, I usually just look through and see who's been doing their drawings and stuff.
Okay.
Cool. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions for me, you guys are free to go. I'm going to go and email you guys what we talked about today, post this video up for you guys to see on YouTube, and that's it. See you tomorrow.
Is my audio working now?
Yeah, it is. What's up, man?
Okay, so do you know how to fix the pixelation? Because I was trying to know how to do it.
I talked about it in class already. Do you have your screen? Or actually, can you grab my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right. So the reason you're having pixelation issues is because you're zooming using this zoom document.
Okay.
Instead of using this one, use this one. This zooms into the model, the 3D model, instead of the document. Your document is locked at a certain aspect ratio. So what you're doing is you're bringing the sheet to you. So the closer I bring the sheet to me, you see it's getting more pixelated. If I've already done this and I want to fix it, what I do is I grab this one right here and I just go actual size. It'll take me back to its normal size, and then just from there start to use the zoom 3D function right here.
Okay.
Or you can hit Alt on your keyboard and then left click, right? Alt left click, and then you can drag, and it'll drag it closer and further away from you. Just avoid using this zoom because it's locked at. It's like zooming in Photoshop. Is how you should think about it. Yeah. So
Okay. Thank you so much.
fix that. Yeah. No worries, man. Cool. And James, you're not gonna be here next class. That's okay. I'm gonna record it, post it for you, so you can watch it. So, thanks for letting me know that as well.
I have a question. I have an unrelated question about the mount, but to the eyes instead. I've been trying to figure out the eye folds, but I don't. It always seems bumpy, or I can't dig it in right without losing some resolution to the model.
Okay, so let me turn this guy around. So when it comes to the eye, so let me get this reference up for you so that you know how to approach it. All right. So the best way for you to approach the eye is you start with a box kind of curved like this, and you want to add it like it's layers on top of each other. All right. So what I do is I use the DamStandard and I kind of draw out those shapes that I see. All right. Like I talked about that. So I go BDS, right? And then I start to draw out the shapes that I see. So instead of this guy, I think it's alpha 42.
And then you use the ClayBrush to build up what you drew, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So you're just gonna, start cutting in. I'm just gonna do it real kind of, rough. All right, and then if I pretend like our eye is like right in here, and boom. All right, then this kind of folds over like so. And I'm gonna draw this guy. The fat pad here, and then there's another one that goes right there. So now I can go BCB, right? Use my ClayBuildup brush, right? And I can start building up. Let me increase the intensity a little bit, right? I'll start with the innermost part, right? So maybe dig in the eye, right? And then you start going to the next level. So the next level would be, all right, this forward, this topmost
eye fold.
Yeah, like the eyes or whatever, the eyelid. Let's do the eyelid. All right, I'll put the eyelid in. Boom. All right.
Oh, so he says one by one you add them from
bottom. You just start from the bottom, and then you just keep
from bottom
yeah,
to
and
top.
you just keep, throwing. Boom. Now I've got.
Okay. I just have to figure out. I just have to figure out which layer for each part goes.
That's why I'm trying to teach you guys. You start this layer, then this layer, then
Yeah.
So you're
Okay. Okay. Oh.
Right. So you're figuring out how they form into each other, how they're joining each other, and this is how you'll be able to get those folds to kind of look a little more right, is by making sure that I've got the ones in the right sequence doing what they're supposed to be doing. So let me go B, C, B. Geometry might be
yeah. Okay. So
then,
I just have to by layers instead of trying to carve them in like a statue.
Yeah. So you just boom, you're building up.
What would happen if I put too much clay? Can I just strip them away as well?
If you hit Alt, it'll do the opposite. It'll dig it in.
Okay.
So Alt digs in the other one. So you can easily start to create some valleys and peaks and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you. Because I've been trying to like carve in the eye socket and then build up.
Yeah. It's, it's one of those things that you just start small and you keep building up, building up, building up. Let me increase the smoothing. Increase the smoothing. And what you'll realize is if you build it with those folds and the way it is, it'll naturally fall into place for you, right?
I see. Yeah.
Things will start to
So
you won't have to do as much to get it into place.
yeah, because you already drew all the landmarks for the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. You already put all the landmarks in there, right? And then you can start to just push and pull, however you need to.
And does that work looking for landmarks and for other people with different eye types and different ethnicities?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So landmarks, draw them, build them up with clay, smooth them out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Smooth and cut it, just a continuous process of constantly building up.
Building and smoothing and
Building
cutting and
cutting. Yeah, you're cutting
smoothing,
back.
cutting.
You're saying, okay, this part right here, it's a giant ridge over here. So I gotta
Yeah.
make sure that it's right there and it's pulled over. You know what I'm saying? So these are the little things
And
that you practice.
yeah.
And don't care about destroying the mesh, right? Like that's not important to you right now. What you care more about is making sure that you're putting stuff in where they're supposed to go. That's all you should care about. Am I putting this piece of muscle where it needs to be? Right? Does this transition properly into the next muscle? Is the eye in the right place? Are the eyelids in the right place? Am I getting the fat folds correct? Right? Are they sitting just on top of it, or do they need to be cut into it so that it gives me more of this kind of lid looking shape right here? So I need to maybe cut in right here, right? And
Right.
then let that transition happen naturally, right?
And then if when you keep working on it, eventually it will start looking like an eye.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just kind of build. You just keep building up, keep building up, keep building up. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
So boom, this might have to go in. I take away some of that, right? This might needs to come out. Well, I build up a little bit at a time. This top lid, right? This top lid folds over the bottom lid, right?
Right.
These are the kind of things you're looking for, right? I can carve this shape out, right? And then maybe he's got part of the eye that goes in, boom, like so. And you're just going back and forth, going back and forth. You're going back and forth with the model, right? It's give and take. BDS. I'm going to cut in again, right there, right? If I lose too much detail, that's okay. I can come back to it. All right.
Okay.
So just like that is how I would approach it. Cut in where you need to cut in.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries. If you have any more questions, let me know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good one, brother.
You too. Thank you. Goodbye.